In this video, we're going to take a look at the Advanced Uploading of Files feature for Moodle 2. This is a very versatile feature of Moodle that will allow students to turn in essentially any kind of file that they want. Anything from a Word document to a video to a PowerPoint. So it's a very fundamental part of Moodle. Now if you've used Moodle before, old Moodle version 1.9, it functions similarly, but there's a lot of new features too that have really enhanced this item. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. Before we begin, I want to point out that I'm navigating Moodle in collapse mode. Our boxes are collapsed. I can see only number 3, just as an aside. So first thing I'm going to do is click Turn Editing On. And I'll select Add an Activity. The activity I want is Advanced Uploading of Files. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and name the assignment. This will be what the student sees when they go to interact with Moodle. In this case, I'm going to call this a world history paper. What I usually do is I just copy and paste the assignment name in the description. You can add something to the description if you like. It's not something that I typically use because it's something that will show up before the student actually enters the class. They just won't interact with us too much. Okay, you can choose to enable the Available From feature, and if you do this, the students will be able to see the assignment if the eye is open, but they will not be able to access it. They'll get a message that says this assignment's not available yet. If I don't want to use this, I just click the checkbox and uncheck that, and the feature will be disabled. I can also set a due date from day, month, year, all the way down to every 5th minute. If you choose to use this, the next thing you'll want to choose is do you want to prevent late submissions or not. If you do, set this to yes, and students will not be able to turn in the assignment after the specific time. If you select no, students will still be able to turn in the assignment, but their timestamp or when they turned it in will be marked red. Next, let's take a look at grading. Moodle offers a grade scale of 1 to 100, or different kinds of scales such as satisfactory scale, a star rating scale, just some different options there, or I can set to no grade at all. In this case, I'm going to select 100 points. Now this is a new feature for Moodle 2, and that is rubrics. If I just want to give it a simple letter grade, or whatever grade off this scale right here, I'll leave the grading method to just simple direct grading. If, however, I wanted to use, say, a rubric that we come up with as a department or as a grade level, I would select rubric. I'm going to select simple direct grading in this case because we're going to talk about rubric in a later video. It is a really neat feature. It does take some setup ahead of time, and we'll talk about how to do that in a little bit, and then how to make that a part of your assignment. Next, let's go to Advanced Uploading of Files. Maximum file size, I always set this to the largest just in case. If a student's turning in, say, a photo story assignment and the file size is too small, it won't allow them to turn it in. It can cause problems. If you select Allow Deleting, then students can turn in their assignment, and before you grade it, go in and delete the assignment and then turn in a different one. Maximum number of files to upload, you may be doing something with rough drafts or multiple parts to it. You can set that to whatever you like. If you allow notes, students will be able to submit their file and then say something to you, or leave you a note, something to the effect of, you know, I worked real hard on this, or whatever it might be, or I wasn't sure about question number 3. Hide description before available date. If you've enabled the Available From item, they won't be able to see the description or anything regarding to the assignment. Email alerts to teachers. If you have this enabled, you will get an email every time a student turns in the assignment. This is kind of a feature more for classes where the teacher never sees the student. So decide whether you want to use this or not, but that's really what that feature's for. Next, enable the send from marking button. If you enable this, what will happen is the student will turn in the assignment and it will say send for marking. They click the send for marking. After they click that, that's when the email is generated and the student cannot go back in and make any changes to their assignment. So if you want students to be able to go back in and work with their assignment right up until the point that it's graded, you may not want to use this. If, however, you want that student to have that button there so that they have that sense of, yes, I've officially turned it in, then you would enable this send for marking button. If you're using groups, you'll set your group modes down here. In this case, we're not going to use that. Next, I just click Save and Return to Course. All right. Now, once I do this, I'm basically done. If I click Turn Editing Off, the students will be able to access the assignment. Notice the icon for this is the traditional hand holding a piece of paper. Now, if I wanted to have separate spots for students to turn this assignment in for whatever reason, I could use this duplicate and just change the name. Because I might have gone in and done a lot with the settings and the grading and that kind of thing, and I don't want to have to go back in and do that again. So if I know that I'm going to have the student, say, write a paper for each unit, I might just duplicate this and change the name and change the dates. That's one idea. So this has been how to use the advanced uploading of files feature from a teacher perspective.